All right, welcome to HP Open Mic. Thank you very much. Let me start my video. Hey guys.
Hey.
All right. Look at that. We'll just let the intro go and go and go because come on, what not? Why not? We're all stage hogs at this moment. Yeah. All right, that's as much as I paid my band to go. All right, thank you very much for coming, you guys. That's what she said. All right, this is for you guys. All right, so thank you very much. That's for you guys, for every one of you. Showing up. Wow, you guys, that's great. I got our regulars here. I got Gene, Rob, Jim. I got Denise, who's wanted by the IRS. Okay, and I've got Ron and my mother, but I'm going to call her audience one. All right, so just in case. And we've got some new participants today. So round of applause for Gabe for showing up, right? Did I say that correctly?
Yes, thank you.
Good. All right.
Good.
And Jeff Greenberg, we've got house. Come on, one of those for Jeff. How's everybody doing? All right. You're not supposed to ask that at a live show. Hey, how you guys doing? But this isn't an audience because everybody's been complaining about doing Zooms. Have you seen this? I read it recently that people have been complaining that, we need to be in front of an audience because, I just can't shit in front of myself and by myself. Are you really? Do we need people to be like, making other people laugh? This is good enough, right? You know why? Because we're the only ones that are going to survive this COVID-19 bullshit. And everybody else is like, I don't know, I'm not feeling well. I was laughing at the comedy show. Now I'm not.
Is this a paid gig?
For who? Oh, what are you talking about, God? Come on. I got to give you one of these.
Comics don't do Zoom shows because it's not a paid gig.
Oh, no. Come on. Anybody who says they need to get paid, guess what? They're not getting paid, okay? Because, usually they, hey, where's my money? And they're like, excuse me, there's the door. And they're like, okay. There you go.
Jose, you're not getting paid. We're all getting paid, man.
I do this for the art.
For the love of it. Come on, you gotta do it for the soccer. Yeah, I do it for the love of it. And then when I have a show that doesn't produce well, this is what you'll hear. And what was that? That was HP outside the door. I think something happened to him. I'll be like, oh my God, I shot myself in the mouth. I didn't do a good job. Hold on, let me do it again. Okay, there you go. Now I did it. There you go. They say you can only kill once. No, in my lifetime, I kill every single time. All right. We only got one audience member for that one. All right. So it's 9 o'clock. It's witching hour. So let's get the show on the road. Let me tell you a little bit about what happened. I don't know about you guys, but during this pandemic, I've been eating like a pig. Okay. And I don't have a sound effect for a pig because I put it up. All right. The closest I got for a pig is here we go. That's it. All right.
That was after they ate the pig.
Excuse me. Security on the left, please. All right. Security on the Brady Bunch aisle middle.
Oh, really?
All right. So I've been eating like a pig during this whole thing. And the other day I bought myself some barbecue baby back ribs. I don't know. How about you guys?
Yum.
Right? Yum.
Yeah.
With that one. But then if you break down the word, I kind of felt sorry because, come on, you break it down and you start off with the word baby, and this tastes so good. No. Baby. baby.
You're looking good.
But it's finger licking good. No, they're good. Yeah, finger licking good on that one. So yeah, so all of a sudden I'm eating the barbecue and I noticed that, hey, guess what? I feel like it's my first birthday. Do you guys remember your first birthday? No, because nobody.
No.
Okay, on your first birthday, if you remember, you're sitting around the table. Okay, you're sitting around the table and you're staring at everybody, thinking, why does everybody have a hat on and they're all staring at me? Because you don't know, right? You're like, wait a minute, I'm getting scared of all these people. And then they bring you the presents, kind of like to break the shock of the first birthday. And then you're like, wait a minute, these boxes look pretty good. Should I open them? I don't know what's going on. Why are we all around me staring at me? Then they sing this creepy song, Happy Birthday. What is that? And then the cake comes out. You look at that cake and you're like, whoa, what a cake. But meanwhile, us adults, everybody else is thinking about, wow, that looks yummy. But meanwhile, the kid is going, this looks great, and grab the cake and smear it on his face. And that's how I felt. That's how I felt eating my barbecue on my first birthday. Come on, guys. All right. You see how I imitated looking at the cake like, wow. You know, I don't know about you guys, but in the Latin culture, Jose mentioned this last weekend, like two Fridays ago, about the Latino culture does real serious disciplining. You know, they take the whip, the belt, whatever, and they discipline you, right, Jose?
Yeah.
That's right. So in my case, my old man showed me how they did it to Jesus. They went, look, I'm going to show you how they did it before they, right? So all of a sudden, I was like, wait a minute. The second thing behind the disciplining with the belt was the eyes for Latinos, okay? Because you can always tell you did something wrong when your parents stared at you and all of a sudden you saw. That's what you said. And that's when you're like, oh, shit, I think I'm going to get it. Because a Latino parent, all they have to do is just look down and then look at you.
You did it.
That's like worse than the whipping itself because you know that's coming, right? Come on, guys. I don't know if your parents ever gave you that one of those looks like you fucked up and then they look at you and they're right? That's worse. Come on. We call them the ojitos. And in several places of Queens, that's a drink. Give me some ojitos. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's begin. Let's all pretend we can't hear. Okay. Hold on. Let's all pretend we can't hear.
Really?
Yeah, really. So that's what's been going on with the ojitos. And all right, so I work in a very rough neighborhood. This is the last one. I work in a very rough neighborhood. Okay, I go to White Castles to eat their Impossible Burgers. All right, they're pretty good. All right, not the regular murder burgers, which leave you in the toilet for days. No, they got a new Impossible sliders, which are vegetarian or the imitation, and they're great. So I'm waiting there for my Impossible Burgers, and in comes this Latino guy. I called him a Puerto Rican. They go, how do you know he's Puerto Rican? And I go, I don't know. He had on a Puerto Rican t-shirt. So all of a sudden he goes up to the counter and he does, please, can I use your bathroom, please? It's an emergency. Please, I gotta use your bathroom. And meanwhile, the attendant behind the cashier, she goes, I don't know. The bathroom is not for public use right now. He goes, it's not for public use. Then fuck you. I'm going to shit right here in the White Castle. And we're like, oh shit. Are we really going to see this? He goes, you know what? The least you can do is give me napkins. Give me some napkins because I'm going to shit outside now. And I was like, oh my God, really? And the woman's like, here's your napkins. There you go. And he's like, well, you know what? I can't shit anywhere because nobody wants to give me and make me use their bathroom and nobody down this fucking. I'm going to shit right in your parking lot. You're going to see. And I was like, holy shit. That went from 0 to 100 in 3 seconds because he was like, please, can I use your bathroom? And meanwhile, at the end, he's like, I'm going to shit down your mother's throat. Come on. I was like, I think it's time to go. I think it's kind of like, oh shit, give me my burgers. I got to get out of here. All right. So that's my 5 minutes. So I'll give myself one of these really short. There you go. Thank you very much. Woo! Yeah, really short. All right. So we've got a full house. We're going to do this quickly and you guys know what the routine is. Usually I put up some pictures for you to guys watch. So if you got glasses, go get your glasses because I'm going to share some things that have been going around recently. And yeah. Okay. So this week, did you know, I'm going to bring this up right now. This week, they brought out a thing called the Smart Garbage Can. Did you guys hear about this? It's in Long Island City. And they brought this out, and let me just show you what it looks like. Okay, so let me share this with you. And I thought it was pretty interesting. Okay, so this is the new Smart Garbage Can because it's hand. You got to push down on the lever on the bottom, and the lid comes down. I'm like, okay, that's pretty smart, right? Okay, new Smart Can. They call it the Big Belly. All right. So now I was like, but wait a minute. Do we really need a smart garbage can? Why don't they put something up that we can all use, right? I think that would be better than a smart garbage can. So I started searching the internet to see what else can be used in this kind of fashion. So I thought of, hey, you know what? I think we can all use a ATM machine as like a touchless. So here you go. This is the one that I got pictures of. And there's your first ATM touchless. All you have to do is press down on the lever on the bottom, okay? And then instantly what'll happen is this will happen. All of a sudden you'll see before your very eyes, and I know this is going to pop open for a lot of people. Here we go. This is what happens when you touch the new. How many want this to happen when you like that? How's that, right? Don't you think that'd be better than a fucking garbage can? Come on. You just touch that little thing. Yeah, come on. And I was like, okay, this would be better than the garbage can, people. Come on. I think there'd be a line for that than throwing away their garbage. Okay. Then I said, what else can they be putting? What else can they be making touchless? And I said, you know what? I know what. This can be even better. This one. Okay, everybody can just go and share this one, but everybody has to get in line. But you just touch the bottom of the truck and bam-o, you've got yourself a touchless Brinks truck. Come on, you see? Don't you see everybody going for it? I think that would be better than the garbage can. Come on, you just press on the lever, out comes it, and you just grab as much as you can. How many will like that idea? I think that's a good idea. You wouldn't see people. Yeah. Then I said, okay, but wait a minute, that doesn't look like it's touchless. That looks more like looting. And then all of a sudden I said, okay, so what do they usually do when they loot? All right, then you got to bring up the next thing, the next big thing that's going to be in case they catch you looting and they surround you, then all of a sudden you can start, this would be better. Here we go. They say when they catch you looting, guess what? The police are going to fire you and you've got your own touchless ambulance where you just touch the bottom and you go inside and you're like, okay, I was caught looting with the touchless Brinks Bank and this is where I'm going to wind up. So, and then I realized what is the last thing that people want to use as far as touchless, right? Because, you know, you're using your foot to open everything. And here it is. I've discovered what it is. Everybody doesn't like to do this, and this is actually one of my pictures here. Let me bring this up. I call this the Big Fatso Smart Belly machine because this is the one thing I try not to do touchless on. And here we go. This is what I was doing after the pandemic. There you go. As you can see how much I was weighing during the pandemic, 300 pounds. I was like, this is the last thing I want to touch. as a touchless, right? So come on, I think that deserves everything. And get off that weight and go get the ice cream because fuck it, I'm not 300 pounds.
What I want
I
to know
think-
is,
What?
your pedicure place open?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do my own pedicures. That's right.
And one thing, I want to know if
Fancy, huh?
fingernails match your toenails. That's all I need to know.
Hey, that's TMI, TMI.
TMI. Yeah. Well, I do my own carpets and drapes. Thank you very much. And meanwhile, we can't go stereotype, and I'll make fun of the people who actually do my toenails. So I'll just make fun of them by going, "Oh yeah, Joel, get over here and take off your shoes. I'm gonna do your nails right now." Oh my god. Thank God. Are you from where? I'm from Brooklyn. What are you talking about? Okay. So now, let me bring this up really quick because everybody's going to get 5 minutes each, 10 minutes each. I don't know. I usually don't, but since we're pretty much a crowd today, when people hear this and everybody knows what's going on, here we go. Let me just bring this up. There you go. All right. This is only for the participants, for the ones who participate in my Zoom show. What I do is I throw up a poll and everybody gets to vote because they see the questions on their screen. So put on your glasses. This is the first HP free Zoom open mic poll number 1. Launching the poll, you get to vote on these questions. The WHO announced a new way of hugging. What way did they prefer? Thumbs in ears and wiggling fingers instead of hugging. Hand under armpit making fart noises. Moving hips like a hula hoop, saying hello. Passing each other as you slap their asses. Just the air hug. Everybody vote for the popular answer. All right, 8 out of 8, 8 out of 9. One more voting. Unless Jim is mail. Oh, there you go. Okay, remember the Postal Service is not working.
I know how to do it.
President Trump is trying to sabotage it. All right, so we end the poll there, and I'll share the results. And 56% of you said passing each other as you slap their asses, you
Slap that
nasty
ass.
people. Slap that
Slap
ass.
that
Yeah.
Slap
Okay, I see human resources all in your future. All right, there you go.
ass. Hey,
All right, so let me stop sharing that one, and let me bring up the next question. Here we go. Launching poll number 2. Let me lower the music for you. Post-COVID, people are now stockpiling. What do you think they're stockpiling? Condoms, marijuana buds,
yeah.
Viagra, Jello, or plain old paper clips? You vote. 7 out of 9. Suspenseful music for suspenseful questions. I remember everybody watching out there, you only hear me say the questions because you're not in my Zoom. So in order to participate, come on and join. And remember, it's all fun and games. All right, so here we go. Let's end that right there. And let me share the end the poll and share with you guys. 67% says you're stockpiling on marijuana buds. Oh my God. Marijuana buds. No wonder you guys are fucking all red-eyed. Oh, geez. All right. You guys
The
know how
pollen.
to...
It's the pollen.
It's the pollen. Yeah, I usually say excuse me, it's my allergies. Sorry. What floor am I on?
Viagra doesn't do that to your eyes, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, I know. It gets your
To the
nose
other
all.
eye.
It gets your nose all hard. Okay. All
You
right.
gotta
Let's.
swallow it, not sniff it.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, that's right. All right, we got a newcomer in. He's coming in. He's audio connecting. There you go. Welcome him aboard. Let's give him one of these. Thank you for coming aboard. Rashad Bashir. Okay. So now we're going to be launching the next question. There's only 4, so bear with me. Here we go. Launching poll number 4. Launch. What do you usually do after you scratch? It's supposed to say scratch. Smell your fingers. Lick your fingers. Let someone else smell your fingers. Look at your fingers and wonder. Notice you scratch so hard you need a gauze. Or you just bleed after you usually? What do you do after you usually scratch? You bleed. You let it, I like those. 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. This is like watching the Kentucky Derby, but backwards.
That's difficult.
9 out of 10. All right. We'll give the newcomer a chance. That's what she said. That never gets old. To thank Steve Michael. All right. There we go. Ending the poll there. And you guys said 60% said, what do you usually do after you scratch? You smell your fingers. Oh, you got one of these. Oh, God. Usually I let other people smell it. Ha ha. Okay, so now let's stop sharing that one and let's throw up one more time for the final polling question. Here you go. Launching poll number 4, last and final. When your partner snores while you're sleeping, what do you do? Pinch their nose till they choke, try to fart louder than they're snoring, kick them in the privates, push them off the bed and blame the cat, or put your dirty underwear in their face. That one.
Take more time, baby.
Then you go, hey honey, what you doing? That's not your hand. Are you trying to kill me? You know, most divorces end up because of snoring. All right, we got a full 10 out of 10 on that one. Yeah, all right, let's bring it up to there. I usually go to the very end because Mel likes, like a cat, he loves the end of this.
Like a string.
Like a string. There you go. All right, so let's end the poll there. Share the results. And 40% of you said you put your dirty underwear on their faces. Oh, wow. The kids love that one. All right, look at that. So round of applause for everybody for participating on that one. Thank you very much. All right, so this is that was my little 10 minutes of entertaining you guys. And remember, you only get to vote because you're joining on this performance here. And remember, just in case, you are live on Facebook right now. So if you have, and you're going to be on my YouTube channel, which is HP Oddcast. So take a look and subscribe, please. Yeah, you can see what you've done. And, you know, hey, this is all me to you, because I love the laughter, and I hosted an open mic on Tuesdays. Everybody loved it. Right, Rob? Right? You were there.
Always.
Always. My energy was there, and I bring it here because, you know, hey, the cocaine lasts so long, so I might as well use it effectively. You know, come on. I am Colombian. Right, mother? Right, mother? I am Colombian. She goes, you're Colombian for 6 months, and then we kick you out. Okay. All right. So let me bring up the first comedian, and you know what? I'm gonna go with a little bit. I like to give a little bit of music to introduction, but this time I'm gonna get you Rashad, because last time did you do well on that competition?
Yeah, but they gave it to the dude that did the worst, but he was from the town. So
I hate when they do that.
Oh, man.
Oh man.
That's for him. That's the guy. They're all booing for you. All right. So yeah, booing for him. Once again, it was rigged. It was all rigged. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me bring up this. All right, this cat. He's from the hardest and toughest town of New York, Greenwich Village. Please. Round of applause for Rashad Bashir, everybody. Yeah. Let me bring this up here.
Hey, oh, hey,
Make it look.
hey.
Make it look.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby. Thank you for that Arsenio Hall music. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. What's going on, everybody that woke up an hour ago? How y'all doing?
Oh yeah.
We're good. We're good.
You know, quarantine make you sleep longer hours, goddammit. You,
Oh, yeah.
You don't know if you sleep or you in a coma. Be crazy. I got some interesting news. I recently got engaged to my
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that guy Ron, he was like, you fucked up. He was like, oh. Yeah, some of you, look, there's a lot of older fellas in here that I know y'all been married. Y'all need to send me y'all cliff notes on this shit. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jose.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Diaz. He was like, yeah, you fucked up, bro. Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna say make sure she has the last word.
We've been together 9 years, so it was about time. Okay, I did it smart. Okay, I did it smart. All right, I said I was going to get my money together and I was going to move out of my parents' house at a very young age, 31. So, so we lived together, and I'm just worried that she's going to start doing like very wife things, like feng shui the house. I don't know if anybody knows what feng shui is. Ladies know what feng shui means. Fellas, if you don't know, I'm gonna tell you. Feng shui means fuck your shit. That's exactly what Ron knows exactly what I'm talking about. He had a lazy boy in his living room. He had a lazy boy in his living room. He went to work, came back. It was an ottoman with a bowl of marbles on top. He said, what are we doing? Are we playing Mancala? What's going on? People are correcting me. I was so used to calling her my girlfriend. It's hard to say fiance. Here's the thing. It's not her that's correcting me. It's people that are correcting me that don't even fucking know us. I'm out, I'm having a conversation. I said, hey, you know, I gotta go home to my girlfriend. Some lady just came out. She said, excuse me, you're what? I was like, my girlfriend. They were like, no, you're what? My fiance and I. She was like, yes, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go home, stare in the mirror, and practice your onsays. Okay? I was like, all right, Mom, you're doing it too much. Okay? You're doing too much right now. Almost a decade. So I got my relationship white belt with me. Okay, so I feel like I've earned my Arnold Schwarzenegger commando makeup. I've earned it. So we're in this part of our relationship. I know it's hers. She knows it's mine, even though it looks the same. Like we have the same headphones, but sometimes she likes to just grab headphones. I got to remind her who they belong to. She's leaving to go to the store. She picks up some headphones. I'm like, no, babe, no. These are yours right here. She said, how do you know? I was like, you got that dry earwax that's stuck right here. It's like, I know it's mine. Like, you ever see the dry earwax? It just looks, I'm like, babe, you got a honeycomb inside your brain. Like, you need to get that out.
Honeycomb.
Look like you got first 48 evidence on here. Looks like a murder hornet. God damn it. That's what it looks like. All right. You know, I love it though. We're trying to do a lot of things, you know, in this quarantine. Like, I don't know if anybody, have you been quarantined with somebody you had to question if you really like them? Is it just me? Okay, I know I wasn't the only one. Like, every day, like I used to work. 9-10 hours, come home, babe, oh my God, I miss you. Oh, yeah. Now I just wake up. I'm like, bitch, every day? Like every day? I had to stare out my window, and I live on the 4th floor, and I was like, she'll make it. She'll make it if I drop her. Like that. That's how, on the inside. There's some interesting things that, like, our apartment is like, I live in the Washington Heights, and so that means I live in a cereal box. So our apartment, it's really tight. It's really tight. So if we get into an argument, I can't just go in the room and like just be like, no, I'm going in here, and I'll be like, babe, can you go in the bathroom for at least 2 hours until we can get this resolved? Like, you can't be in the bathroom for no 2 hours. Have you ever sat on a toilet for more than 8 minutes? Your ass so numb. Your knees start tingling. You get up too fast. You look like a wounded warrior and shit. Ah! But we get along because I learned 2 things. You have to take accountability and responsibility for your actions and communicate. So those 3 things we agree with. What I don't agree with is these damn Netflix shows she got me watching. She watches all these fucking Korean dramas. I'm like, babe, first of all, I can't read the subtitles that fast. You're gonna have to pick something else. Let's get something on Disney Plus, okay? I can't do this right here. I don't know what's happening. I didn't know she likes multiple like Korean dramas. Sometimes she'll watch a Japanese drama. And I was like, oh, that's the dude from the last one. Yo, he got a new girlfriend. She's like, babe, you are so racist. They are Japanese. I was like, oh, damn. But I love her though. I love her. I want to spend the rest of my life with her. She's the most amazing thing. And I'm going to finish up with this. She's the most amazing thing. The second most amazing thing, I'm going to tell you what happened. You guys are not going to believe this shit. So I'm at home. I'm watching Netflix. I'm watching a Transformer. You won't believe what happened. I get a call on my phone. I answer the phone. Paul Mooney was on the fucking phone. I don't know who knows him that knows me that gave him my number. I just couldn't fucking believe it. So I see my phone ring and I pick up because it's it's a regular number. It didn't say blocked or private. So I pick up. I go, hello? He said, yes, is this Rashad Bashir? I was like, yes. Who is this? He said, you don't know who this is. This is Paul Mooney. I was like, what the fuck? Paul Mooney is on the phone with me right now. He said, why are you talking to yourself? I can hear you. What are you doing right now? I said, I'm watching the Transformers on Netflix. He said, first of all, stop watching them white folks inside of their cars. I was like, these are pretty good movies. He's like, first of all, why are there no black robots in any of those Transformers movies? Have you seen them? There was one black Transformer. That nigga's name was Jazz, and he was breakdancing. That is just a Puerto Rican in the 80s. What are you doing? Where are all the black robots? Where are the robots? Where are all the nigger bots? There cannot be any black robots that turn into cars because they would only have $2 worth of gas, tinted windows, a suspended license, a taillight out, a boot on the front tire. The music would be too loud. And they would constantly get pulled over by the police. I could not imagine that conversation with the police. Officer, I cannot step out of the car. Officer, I am the call. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, all right.
That's funny, man.
Nice. See, you won the competition here. Are you kidding me, man? They got nothing. Thank you very much. I told you guys we only attract talent. Talent and talent and more talent. All right. Thank you. That's for you. Sure. All right. All right. So yeah, you did your tight whatever. That was great. Okay. So let me bring in the next comedian. Let's bring him in first. He's going to do a type 5 because there are other people on here. Let me bring in a little zinger, a little jingle. Let me bring in one of these. Okay, there we go. All right. He came all the way from outside. He ran from outside from his drug deals. I'm going to be playing the bubbles anytime soon when he's talking. Please, round of applause for Seth, everybody. Come on, Seth. Yeah. Round of applause.
How you doing, people? Is everybody doing well?
Doing well, doing great.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. Well, I'm still doing my thing. I'm coming straight from where the action happens. Thanks for that. Thanks, HP.
All right, you're welcome.
Love the music. It reminds me of the days when I used to go and hang out in Spanish Harlem, and it used to be Spanish. not like now today where oh, forget about it. It's half gentrified. Still have a couple of bed bugs that they got to clear out, and then the rest is like the shooting gallery. Have you seen it? It's disgusting. I went up there to the Marshalls where it was reliable, right? And I'm like, wow, the people out here are like zombies. They're half asleep, half dead, and then you got the guys going to the restaurants nearby eating, food in the street. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And the homeless are like all over the place, all doped out. And I'm saying to myself, shit, man, they should smoke weed. But, I they didn't have the guidance that I got, when I was a young kid. They had the best teachings. Serious. I had the best teachings. I grew up in Carroll Gardens, and, everybody out there, they were making the moves. And you had to learn early. Hell, at the age of 7, and this is a true story, I hit my first joint, which was crazy. Wow. And it wasn't pushed on me. It was encouraged, but it was like, hey, look, I smell it from your parents. So I'm curious to see how it tastes. And, it was right under Smith and Ninth Street train station, right? And boy, that marijuana was so great. And I'm saying to myself, wow, the euphoria, the feeling of the out-of-body experience. It was so great. And I look at these guys in the street all dumbed out, crapped out, and, itching, scratching. And I'm saying to myself, Jesus Christ, why don't they just smoke weed? Weed is the best thing for you. It takes away arthritis, your back pain. Forget about it. Don't you think about the THC nowadays? It's like heroin. But I'm still doing my thing. I'm coming to you live from the bedroom where the action really happens. Woo! All the sleeping, the farting, and the scratching. and of course, the marijuana. The marijuana takes a lot of doing in here, a lot of smoking, a lot of puffing. If these walls could talk, forget about it. They'll tell you, hey, you could have had a house by now. It is what it is. I didn't grow up a traditional life, and Jose will tell you, I come from a pedigree of everyone educated but me because of marijuana. And it's not their fault. It's not their fault. They didn't abuse me and, ridicule me to the point where I just said, the hell with it. Because in 20 years, COVID is coming. I'm one of those clairvoyants, and I don't know if it's a marijuana giving me brain spots and I phase out into a little, rift, but I always think to myself that without this drug, without this vehicle that has driven me to where I'm at today, at zero, where everyone else is, unemployed, full of COVID, antibodies, because everybody has them, and a little stash of weed. Because look, with that extra $600, they're about to. Well, did they slash it already, or they're fighting for the? They're fighting for the 400. All you got to look forward to is, weed, Netflix, like the gentleman prior said that. I don't like Netflix because it makes me smoke more weed. Because then you binge watch the shows and you got the zombie girlfriends coming over and stealing your weed, and watching your shows and stealing your Netflix and taking your password and giving it to 3 people. Because the max is now 3, right?
Yeah.
Like 3.5 of the 8th, because I'm on marijuana. And I love the bubbles because wait, where's my I just had a pipe. Where's the pipe? Oh man, I had a visual aid. I just bought a pipe and look. So when you do the bubble sounds, it's like, oh man, it brings me back to that stage. But as I was saying,
That looks more like an extender.
yeah, it is.
And
No, it's not my penis pump. It's not my penis pump. I don't want to get off my marijuana joke. But
and after you do your marijuana, you usually hear.
no. I have an address in New Jersey, and I say it's medical. I'm just visiting. I'm quarantining because I stepped into New York, because that's the new thing. You can't come from Jersey without having a test, a DNA, your hair sample. They're going to dig in your asshole. They're going to see, hey, how many rotations does it take to get all the crap out of that rectum? I don't know. But they're going to find out because it's the New York State Police doing it. And you know how thorough they are. They'll beat old men to the pavement, and then say, hey, are you okay? And step over the guy. But that's life in America. But before I go, because I don't know how many people are hip with the marijuana thing, but I think marijuana's been around since the Dutch discovered America. Was it the Dutch or Leif Erikson? I don't know, one of those guys.
The Philly Dutch.
But they were masters, and they knew how to lick. And for those people that are 420 positive, hey, LGBTQ smoke this one. I'm Mel Cruz, people. Seth is my son. Woo! Thank you, HP.
All right, thank you. There you go. Seth, a.k.a. Mel from the Bronx.
Brooklyn. I'll get raped in the Bronx. You ever been to Hunts Point?
Okay. No, I've been to Hunts Point, but not Hunters Point. Okay.
Hunts Point.
All right, let me bring in our next comedian for you guys to get entertained with. Let's bring in Gay. Well, you know what? Now that you're going next, hold on. She's a newbie, so let me bring in something dramatic, something entertaining. Let's do this one. Let's see what happens. There we go. She came in very mysterious, and we don't know where she's from, but she's the better person for being here tonight. Please, round of applause for Kay Rotz. Hey, Rod, everybody.
HP, all right. HP, thanks for having me. I'm very 420 friendly. I'm coming at you from the Lower East Side. I've been living in this apartment since 1989. I moved in when I was 9 years old. It's fucking rent stabilized. And if these walls would talk, they would tell you a story of married men, cocaine, and liquor.
Yeah.
Yes. Woo! But I love the weed. I love the weed like everyone else. Thank God that, like, you know, the dope delivery kids could still come up here every day, or I don't know what I'd be doing. You know? It is a little too expensive. You know, I'm a native Floridian, so in the old days, we would get weed in packages like this. These days, you get these eighths of weed like this, and I don't know. You can smoke them. But, you know, but I've been living here so long, but I met my sweetie, you know, HP. I got a Latin boyfriend because once you go reeking, you never go seeking.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, I live in the LES, so he's Puerto Rican and he's Jewish, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Whatever we can't save up for, he just steals. All over the house, it's mezuzahs and hubcaps. Everywhere I go, it's mezuzahs and hubcaps. But we live really close to Russ and Daughter, so we can go get his gefilte fish. I get the rice and beans from Casa Adela, and there's a cacophony of anal farts in here a lot. It's but he's a much better cook than I am, and we met in the bar underneath my house. I don't know if you've ever been to DBA. It's a bar. It hasn't been open since March. But DBA. I asked him to come upstairs and smoke a fatty. He's fucking been here 21 years. And the weed wasn't that good back then. I was good. You know, I grew up chubby with a cleaning lady. I didn't know what the fuck was happening. I got into this apartment. I lived in this apartment 31 years. Right. 10 years. And he's from Brooklyn too. Once you got Brooklyn in the house, how can you kick it out? But, you know, and he's got the Puerto Rican mom that beat him with the spoon. And because my name is gay, she won't say my name. You know, we're not married. She calls me Gobby. Gobby. If she knew what I was gobbing up on her son for the last 21 years, she would call me my name. But, you know, but we got a ring. We got a friendship ring. You know, right. I let him pick it out, but in the true Puerto Rican way, I paid for it.
Yeah.
But it's nice. It's nice. It's aquamarine, not diamonds, but I love the ring. It's my friendship ring for Dean. But it's not about Puerto Ricans. It's not about them. It's just about love. When I met Dean, I met him on the Ides of March in 1999. Everybody was living La Vida Loca back then, and nobody knew that Ricky Martin was gay. I feel like I got lucky out of that. But I also love drugs. I mean, if we're going to talk about Puerto Ricans and drugs, I do it. To make money, I work in the film business, and I would always fly with weed up until, you know, the buildings fell down and we weren't allowed to fly with weed. But I would take a half ounce of great weed, a half ounce of regular weed, and I would stick it in my underwear and put a period pad with wings over it.
Oh,
yes. Yeah, my koozie smelled like Sausalito. Oh. And I'm not talking about the Pepperidge Farm cookie. I'm talking Oaksterdam Sausalito. But the worst thing is, like, I went to Philly on a job, no problem. I went to DC on a job, no problem. I flew to Chicago, problem. It was a little further, and I was a little hotter, and oh my God, I stunk up that plane righteously. So, and I didn't know what to do. Like, should I take it out? And I thought, no, it'll smell more. So it's very funny. So on the way out, the moral to that story is avoid beagles. And if you're gonna pack your weed, you know, they have beagles in the airports that would smell your weed. You don't know about that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they have mean TSA agents that will kill people in Portland, Oregon, and then come and steal your weed in the airport. But I'll leave you on this one. So I don't know, I live in the LES and I've been trying, it's been hard to find items in the time of COVID. Like I couldn't find, you can't find Clorox wipes. You can't find Lysol. Yesterday, Dean, the sweetie, he went to Brighton Beach. He grew up around Cody. I let him go out every now and again. I got to let him out of the house. All we do is smoke pot and fuck all day long. I got to get him out.
All right.
So he goes to Coney and he's like, he comes back and he's like, honey, I got your present. I'm like, wow. What could he get me from Coney and Brighton? Did he bring me back Nathan's? Like, what did he get me? He comes back with a bottle of fucking Lysol. And he's so happy. He spent $9.99 on a 10-ounce bottle of Lysol. I got to tell you, I had to sleep with him right there. I hadn't seen Lysol since March. It got to me. Well, thanks, you guys. P, thanks for letting me be a part of this. I love your sound effects.
You.
I love your room. Yay! My name's Jay.
Nice. All right, Gay. Thank you very much. You were great. And remember, out of all the comics performing today, if you don't have these people laughing, forget it. You're screwed. You might as well give it up. Give it up, because these guys, you don't know whether their video froze or they're just staring at you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so let's bring up our let's bring up our regular performer. Let me he knows me from Eastville. Let me bring up a jingle for him. Nice jingle. Here we go. Bring up cinematic, another one. Let's do that one. I play this because he looks like he belongs in a jazz band. All right, so please, everybody, round of applause for for Saju, everybody.
Thank
Rob Saju.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's great to be here. I miss doing stand-up and on stage. I'm pretty sure everyone feels the same way.
Yes.
Doing stand-up. I like Zoom. It's interesting. What's weird? Doing stand-up on Instagram Live. Has anyone done that? That shit is so weird. Like, I mean, I like Zoom, but in Instagram Live, like, you don't know if someone's like laughing. And like, are you laughing? I'm like, yeah, you didn't see the laughing emoji in there? What the fuck is that about? Like, what if you accidentally put a different emoji? Like you put a dick emoji, like the eggplant. Now you just get a dick. That's the whole point of that. Like you can't tell if the person liked it unless they like pressed like, the little heart button.
Really?
But that could just, yeah. But then that could easily be Michael J. Fox liking your shit. It's like liking over and over and over and over and over. Get off the like button. Yeah, times is crazy now, man. Times is definitely crazy. Like I remember growing up, there were times where people used to like step on your sneakers and then people will flip out. Like, yo, you stepping on my sneakers, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You stepping on my sneakers. Step on my sneakers again. See what happens. You step on my sneakers. People get mad because of that. Nowadays, people get mad because they ran out of Clorox wipes. Like, what the fuck? So y'all got wipes? Y'all got wipes? Y'all don't got no wipes. Y'all ain't got no wipes. Y'all got alcohol? What about alcohol? Y'all got alcohol? Yes, we have the 50%. I don't want that 50% bullshit. Y'all got the 75? Y'all got the 75? Bust me down with that 75, B. Bust me down. I'll suck your dick for some 75%, dude. I'll suck your dick for What the fuck is this? A drug deal or some shit? Yeah, it's crazy now, especially like with the mask. Like people are going crazy with these masks. Like you can't do anything without masks. Like people are actually rocking masks like they're the new pair of Jordans. Like, yo, you got them new N95s? Crazy now, man. My wife and I, we were having trouble conceiving a child, so we decided to do artificial insemination. So, thank you. So yeah, we pretty much went to the clinic. I was actually pretty psyched for the process, because the process is pretty much you're masturbating into a cup. That's pretty much what it is. I was so happy. I was looking at my dick. I was like, yeah, you gonna get it, son. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. Yeah, it didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to. Because my wife was in the waiting area, and she wasn't the only one. It was my in-laws that was there too. So that completely fucked me up too. Like I just went to and my mother-in-law is she's a very impatient Dominican woman. So she was looking at her watch outside like, did he come yet? Did he come? You know, como se dice? Did he come? Did he come? Did he not come? That's it. Waiting for a grandkid. I'm like, yo, be patient. Gotta take time. This takes time. They have DVDs there at the the little men's lounge. So I was pretty much getting ready, but unfortunately there was like a beautiful singing voice like in the waiting area. And I was like, you know what, not exactly the waiting area, but like pretty much outside the door, there was this beautiful singing voice. It's cool, but it was a distraction. So I came outside, I was holding my dick. I was like, miss, can you keep it down? Can you keep it down? It turns out it was a gay nurse. I'm like, this is you just fucked up my whole nut, bro. You just fucked up my whole nut. I was almost there. You ever try to get the last bit of toothpaste out the tube? Like that was my thing. It up. But then I pretty much was done. Came out. I celebrated. You ever celebrate after a nut?
Oh,
I came out dancing. I was like, oh shit. I was looking like Tyrese and Baby Boy. I was like, oh. My wife came up to me. She was dancing with me. She was like, oh shit. She's like, I love you, baby. I was celebrating. The gay nurse came behind me. He's like, hey, he had like a cup of semen. He was like, wepa! It was a party. We had fun. I got some new stuff that I came up with. You know what I feel about? I like people with disabilities. I feel that all of them should like be treated the same. However, it's very difficult to do that. You know, like midgets. Like you ever have like I can say midgets, right?
I like to be called little people.
Yeah, little people. Doesn't matter. We're not here anyway. Yeah, pretty much you can tell a regular person like, yo, can you do me a favor? Can you go to the kitchen and go to the cabinet and get me some pasta? Yeah, you can say that. You can't say that to a midget. Like, you can't be like, yo, can you do me a favor? Can you climb the sink and then work your way up and then get me some pasta in the cabinet? How much of an asshole would I be? You know what I mean? Same thing with a paraplegic. You know, like paraplegic, like you can't be like, can you do me a favor? Can you just run to the store real quick and just get me some milk? It just wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. How much time do I have?
Last one, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, let me do like one more.
Okay.
My son is he's gonna be 4 years old at the end of the month.
Hey.
Yeah. I'm truly blessed. Like that's my kid right there. Definitely blessed. Like, but he's actually since we're in quarantine, we're watching a lot of TV, watching a lot of cartoons. And I feel that like he watches all these different cartoons. You ever get like the theme song to all these different cartoons and TV shows stuck in your head?
Yeah.
That shit is annoying. Like I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, this shit is just annoying as fuck. But then after 2 hours, you're like, yo, this song is actually pretty good. I like this shit. This shit is dope. This shit is really dope. I'm listening to Mickey Mouse, and Mickey Mouse, I'm like, yo, Mickey Mouse is dropping some bars right now. Shit is fire. All right, that's my time. Thank you, guys.
All right. All right, Robert. Thank you very much. Rob Sajus, you can catch him doing my open mics if they ever open up. they're partially opening up. I don't know what they're doing, but I ain't gonna catch none of that. So I don't know. I'm not catching no damn cold mic. Happening. All right. So let me bring up another newcomer. All right. So since he's a newcomer, let's bring up a jingle. Let's let me let me go a little campfire here. Let me bring him one of these. All right, you can catch him down south, and I'm talking South Bronx. Come on, everybody. Please, round of applause for the newcomer as I get my clapping noises here ready. Round of applause for Jeff Greenberg. Yeah.
How you doing, everybody? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
That's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh.
Thanks, HP, for having me on.
Thank you.
Let's see, we were talking a little bit about snoring before on the polls you did, right?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I have a major snoring problem. I snore like Shem from the Three Stooges, you know. You know, oh yeah, it's just one of those things. So anyway, yeah, the 2020, it's definitely one of the roughest years that I've ever seen on the planet Earth. You know, to me right now, the four things that are going to affect our lives forever in 2020 is COVID-19, civil unrest, this presidential election, and the toxic work environment at the Ellen DeGeneres show. I think somebody should put an APB out on her.
Yeah.
So anyway, I live in Wayne, New Jersey. Anybody know Wayne, New Jersey at all? We had that big storm this week, the big storm, and the power was out for a while, and people are complaining, the utility trucks are never to be seen, so I don't know what happened, but somehow when I put my clapper on, all the lights came on. Clap. Oh God. So let's see. We have all kinds of problems going on in the world here. We had just a little while ago, we had all the protesting in New York, and people were complaining, oh my God, all these people, all in one place, not wearing masks and this and that, and the looting that was going on with all the protesting. And I know there's, some of the looters, they were very concerned about getting the virus. So they required that Macy's have a curbside pickup before they. Yeah, there was one looter that went into the shoe repair shop. He was told to come back a week from Tuesday. Oh my God. And then there was one looter that was caught inside Macy's in the fitting room. I said, if you're going to steal pants, if you're going to loot pants, you want to make sure at least they're the right size, And then in Chicago, they have all the gangbangers there, so much crime going on. And the mayor of Chicago said to keep safe distancing, to keep safe social distancing, please be at least 6 feet away before you start shooting, please. People ask me, they say, Jeff, when do you think it's going to be safe from COVID-19? When do you think we're going to be back to normal? Everything is fine. And I said, when you see Dr. Fauci on Dancing with the Stars. Oh my God. And then people say to me, Jeff, what, they're trying to stay 6 feet apart. What's a good measuring tool for that? How do you know when you're 6 feet apart? And I said, just use your receipt from CVS Pharmacy. So anyway, just a little bit about me. I'm Jeff Greenberg. I'm Jewish. It was very rarely do you see Jewish comics, but it's like. So people say to me, Jeff, when did you start performing? And I said, well, I don't know. Maybe when I was 13 years old, as my bar mitzvah, and my mother would say to me, Jeff, please don't embarrass us. Think of the family when you get up there. Please think of the family. I said, don't worry, Ma. Do not worry. You have nothing to be ashamed of. So I would get up there and I'd say, hey, what a crowd. What a crowd. You're talking about the Haftorah. I'll do the whole thing. You know what I mean? Seymour, you brought a family of 5. The least you could do is give us a chance. You're all right, Yeah, so let's see. I grew up in Livingston. Anyway, Livingston, New Jersey. Anybody know Livingston there? Yeah. So I was never wanted as a kid. Just to go back even farther, I was never wanted as a kid. As a baby. I was never loved. I never loved. My mother. She tried to do a Jewish abortion. She tried to return me to Bloomingdale's. Oh God. And then growing up in Livingston, my father would say, Jeff, go play ball in the front. Go play ball in the front street there. We lived on 280, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I went to. In fact, before everything shut down, my mother, she's 84 years old, lives in assisted living outside of Philadelphia. How about a hand for Ma, ladies and gentlemen? Yay! 84 years old. I went to visit her, I guess it was about 8 months ago, and she still tells me that she still suffers from postpartum depression from me. Thanks, Mom. Yeah, so I've been married for, let's see, I've been married now. I got married late in life, I'm 60, I'm going to be 62 in September. We got married over 8 years ago. Yeah, so me and my wife are the same age. So we got married. People ask us, hey, Jeff, are you guys going to have kids? Kids? What do you get? My wife, she's 54. She'll give birth to an adult. You know what I mean? So we got married. And, most brides are usually registered at like Macy's, Bloomingdale's, Fortunoff, My wife was registered at Rite Aid Pharmacy, ladies and gentlemen. we didn't need the pots and pans. We needed the diabetic socks. We met with the caterer, and the caterer said to me, Jeff, who's going to walk her down the aisle? I said, we're going to need a walker for down the aisle. Yeah. So it's been tough, being quarantined here, just me, my wife, and the dog. And let's say the hygiene hasn't been all that great. She hasn't bathed in quite a while. And, she likes to sleep in the raw, but it's really been like raw sewage. Please warn me if you see a woman behind me with a butcher's knife. Please. Give me some please. And let's see what else is going on with me. So anyway, I do mortgages full time. I'm in the mortgage business. So people say to me, Jeff, how do you get your business? How do you get your loans? And I said, it's really referrals from realtors that I really depend on. And these realtors asked me to come and sit in their open houses on Sunday. I have nothing better to do. I usually want to watch a ball game or so. All right, but I want their business. So I'll sit in the open house for 3 hours. and because I want their business, I want the referrals, you know. And I say to myself, you know, I refer business to my plumber, but I don't ask him to come to my house every time I got to take a shit. You know what I mean? I was doing mortgages back in 2008. Remember the subprime? You know, remember the market crash?
Yep.
Yeah. So in 2008, I was selling subprime. In 2009, I was working for Prime Subs. You know. I'll just leave you with this. I do. Any John Wayne fans out there? You know.
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah.
Right,
This
this is you know, John Wayne going into a buffet. You know. All right, Garcon. We need more Alaskan crab legs now. Yeah, buffets are like, you know, I got to cut down. I was eating too much at the buffets. I was at the buffet in Las Vegas at the Caesars, and people came up to my table thinking it was the buffet. You know what I mean? I was somebody eating with the serving fork. You know, they knew that was it. But anyway. Anyways, I'm gonna let back down to the planet Earth now, and have a good rest of the evening, everybody.
Yeah, all right. All right. Thank you, Jeff. Very good stuff. Thank you for entertaining my parents, as you can see. Is that frozen? Is that picture frozen? No, they're there. They're moving. They're moving. Okay, that's good. All right.
You know, I also want to know.
Yeah, sure.
When you're on a Zoom, how do you know whether somebody has a bad connection or they just suffered a stroke? You know?
Oh my God.
When do you know when it's time to call the ambulance? You know?
That's the rescue house. That's the rescue helicopter coming to get the stroke victim. That's how you
mash. You got mash sound effects. Like, what the hell is this, man?
Yeah, you know. Hey, you know what? Since they're in Europe, they're gonna hear this. So don't worry. When you hear that, that means we're in trouble. All right. All right. So let me bring up my. Oh, I've got to do this one here, please. Oh, let me bring up the worldwide. Let me bring up this beautiful. Because this reminds her of her hometown where she grew up, okay? She grew up in the regional part of Ohio. Please, everybody, round of applause for Jean, everybody.
Yay! Hi, Amy.
Yay!
Welcome and welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, I am Korean. So as HP was talking about earlier, he was eating baby back ribs, but I eat doggy back ribs. So I'm in a weird position right now. It might look like I'm getting railed from behind, but actually what's happening is I'm crouched up here in my mom's attic in Staten Island because my sister has her virtual happy hour downstairs. So she got the double screen Apple monitors, but I'm up here crouched on my phone. Because she's got the big finance job.
Oh, this is for her. Boo to her.
You know, but I'm just a comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did I do today? I went through the drive-through COVID test here in Staten Island, and I went with my family, and it was like a sci-fi movie come to life. There's Army intelligence, there's people in hazmat suits, and and you have to like roll down your window like just big, and then they stick something in your nose hole. And my sister's like, you just got a COVID test. Like, why do you need one? I'm like, honey, I said, Mom, I said, my mom like yelling at me from down.
Working.
You just messed up my punchline.
Go for it.
I said I want to get a COVID test because it's a nice sensation. It's different. Everything being so mundane, it's another hole to penetrate. So as H3 mentioned, I did grow up in Ohio.
Yeah.
I was one of a few Asians in my entire town. So when I was in the 3rd grade, they wanted Ohio decided they wanted the answer to desegregation, and their idea for desegregation was taking the 4 Asians from the all-white school and busing them an hour away to the all-black school. I'm not sure how I felt about this, but I did learn how to jump double dutch and braid hair. And my classmates called me their homie chink, which was actually a step up from being at the all-white school where I felt invisible. I mean, at the all-white school, I felt like the only heterosexual at a gay bar at closing time. Yoo-hoo! Can I get a drink? Yoo-hoo! So, earlier this afternoon, now I understand why today I went to like the grand opening of the soul food restaurant where they were playing gangster rap and felt so comfortable. All about those formative years. Yeah. So, but I was born in Seoul, South Korea. And yeah, see, that's another reason I have soul in me.
Yeah.
So, yes, I came to America from Korea when I was 2, and my sister was 3. She was actually supposed to come here, but at the last moment at the airport, my grandma said, "Jean's so loud. She cried too much. Take her." I keep quiet one.
Oh.
So I ended up coming here on my sister's passport. You know how they say all Asian babies look alike? Yeah, thank God. Immigration thought so too. Yeah. I mean, I didn't end up seeing my sister until she was 17 years old because I came here on her passport. But before I had a chance to come here, but before I came to America, my mom wanted to enter me in the Fat Baby contest because I was 8.8 pounds, which is ginormous for Asian baby standards. She wanted to enter me in the contest because she was promised a plethora of household appliances. I always thought my mom loved me, but apparently she just wanted a new refrigerator and a bunch of but when we moved to Ohio, I did get a chance to enter the local hot dog eating contest, where I was 5 years old, and I ended up winning first place.
Yay.
Yeah.
Because I gobbled down 10 hot dogs in a minute.
Wow.
Wow.
I didn't win a refrigerator, but I did bring home a 3-foot tall trophy of a wiener. So I was a wiener winner, folks. So it wasn't until I moved to New York City, the land of the Asian fetishists, that I finally felt truly appreciated and properly objectified. I mean, one of the first things I did was I joined Match.com, and I got an email from a guy who said, "I love eating Asian."
Ooh.
I didn't totally know what he meant by this. So I asked my friend, and she was like, "Jean, don't you think that's kind of creepy?" But I thought it was kind of hopeful. So, yeah, so what can I leave you with? My mom being in Staten Island, you know, things haven't changed that much for her during the pandemic. She's been hoarding and rationing food and paper products since the end of the Korean War. So I swear, like, you know, I go in her apartment and, you know, she could open up her own little mini Costco up here. Okay, that's it. Thank you, folks.
Yay, all
Hey, Jeannie.
right. Thank you, Gene. All right. By the way, Rashad said he had fun. It was great. And he'll be definitely back next week. So hopefully we'll all be back and, hey, try out our new jokes. Because what else? I'm not going to go out and try these jokes out in front of people. Are you kidding me? No way. Come on. Okay. So let's bring up our main dude, and let me bring up a jingle for him because lately he's been trying to get tech savvy. But let me give him a little tech music here. Let me bring him this one. This is what tech people listen to as they're fixing whatever they're trying to fix. Right there. There you go. Let me bring it up again. So because it was too short. There you go. Round of applause for Jim Maywalt, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey.
Holy cow. Thank you, HP.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, man, on a Tuesday morning in the 70s, we had a fantastic rock fight. There was stitches and scars involved. And on a Wednesday, I went to pick up my buddies at their house for another rock fight, and they were playing Pong. And I
Wait for it. Wait for it.
knew I was screwed, man. I tell you, man, freaking aneurysm trying to figure out face place. For
Oh, face place.
swear to God. You know, I had to share Jeff's link because, you know, and then I have a trust issue, so I didn't trust that Jeff put the right link on the freaking. Jeff sells mortgages, I sell freaking shelving, so he can. Yeah. Then I bothering Jose with what's the link? How do you get the link? So I kept going back to your Zoom meeting, which explains this Zoom as a positive, friendly place. Kind of sounds like the intervention counselor, you know. This is a positive, friendly place, and everyone has written you a letter. So. There might have been an alleged drug problem. I don't know. I can tell you this, you know, my solution to not doing drugs was very similar to people going into Burger King for that veggie burger you were talking about. I mean, people really, I'm going to trim a couple pounds off. I'm going to get in shape. Let me go get down to that health food place, Burger King in White Castle, for that veggie.
For the Impossible sliders.
Yeah. Throw the fries in that 78-ounce Coke, huh?
Yeah.
I'd get the 8-ball, then I'd be like, I'm just going to do one line. We'll save this. Put it aside. 3 hours later, I looked like the guys doing sign language for promo. I get to say I can do a better job than this idiot, you know, but what's with the face? Wait,
He'd be-
what's going on, man?
He'd be great for disciplining.
That would be. Everybody's watching Netflix. I was like, you ever have that guy in the office that says, "Hey, did you guys catch that Netflix? Like you just discovered America." I'm that guy. The 20-year-old guys are like, "Okay, moron. Yeah, everybody has Netflix." It's like, I don't know, man. I tell you what. You ever notice too that the people that bitch about the 7-year-olds it's a trophy generation. Everybody gets a goddamn trophy now. Those guys are surrounded by trophies. Did you ever notice that? They're the only fucking guys that can get okay all-star, you know, hot shots, right? You don't want to let little Louie or Doris get a trophy? Okay. I was just in it for the French fries myself, you know. Now they give out like celery sticks and gluten-free freaking wafers and stuff, man. Somebody's gonna die of a peanut allergy. When I was a kid, kids just went like, you know, they just dropped out. Their head hit the desk, and they would take them to the mass grave behind the school where all the other kids died. You know? Care so much now, you know, these stars. Back in the day, like we were named after the disciples: Joe, Mike, Bob, Lenny. These fancy names like Brooklyn and West, and these stars naming their baby. They did that when I was a kid. I could have been called Maytag, where I was. Ever do the math too? Like, you know, my parents were on the Irish Catholic rhythm method. You know, that's where you put on some Art Garfunkel and get hammered, and then do it on the. I'm doing the math. You're like, okay, I have 2 sisters that are Irish twins, 9 months and 6 minutes apart. Thanks for giving Mom a break, Dad. That's. 10 months later, I come along, you know, and they're, well, you know, when you were kids, we were picking through the sofa for change just for a quart of milk. I'm like, really? Okay, you really needed another kid then, didn't you? You know? I remember coming out of my mother's vagina and my dad saying, fuck, he's alive. We're going to have to feed him now. And if, you know, my mom already had a kid on each tit. If she had a third boob, she could have twirled and cooled the room down. I have my nuclear bomb catcher just because things are going so well. I mean, I want to catch that shit when Donnie presses the button, you know? I mean, bring it. It's not like, you know, we haven't had a biblical storm recently. And everybody's getting along so well. There's no really social unrest to be alarmed at. And we're eating. We're eating in the streets in New York now. You know, everybody's eating in the streets. You know, you know, forget the air filtered air conditioning. You know, just eat out here next to the pestilence where people are urinating. You know, when it gets to 95 degrees in New York, that's activating urine from like 1987. It all comes back, but I was reading that, and this is the good news. There's a tribe or a swarm of psychedelic mushrooms enhanced cicadas. Like,
Ooh.
yeah, man, coming up the coast. Now that's not a fucking hallucinating Indian tribe, okay? That's a bug, and these fuckers got a hold of some shit, man. Coming our way, but when they got a hold of it first, they were like, "You feeling anything?" 20 minutes later, they were tearing their face off with their little wings. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're coming our way, man. I'm just wondering if you eat the bug. Can I? Because I'm ready for an acid trip. I mean, I could. And back in the day, like when they said, Jim, maybe you should stop the drugs, lay off a little bit. None of my plans ever really involved not doing drugs, so when you're going to say I'm going to lay off the drugs, I'm going to follow the Grateful Dead for a few months, it's not a good plan. My father, I saw him this weekend. He says, I pray for you. I pray for you, Jim. I said, really, Dad? Because he has a direct line now, right up to Old Hasty. You know what I mean? We're Irish Catholic, though. We've been to church 3 times. Twice was my sister's weddings, right? Third one, I don't know. To be Irish Catholic, you don't have to go to church. You just have to drink a lot and break your own furniture. A couple stints in rehab, you'll be, be a card-carrying member to the end of time. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, man, I am sweating like a pig. I had to wear dark. The cat. Did you see that cat running around here earlier? I got to keep an eye on. I got that cat on human growth hormones, man. I'm gonna get that fucker up to about 120 pounds and let him loose on that Doberman next door. I hate that. Well, happy holidays, everybody. I love each and every one.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Jim. All right, let's bring up at the rear, never to fear. Please let me bring up a little jingle for this guy and let me give him some justice here. I'm going to give him something where his native country. He's all the way from, you ever hear that movie Shogun? He's from Show No More. Please. If I can get this guy. Round of applause. There we go. For the one and only Angel Diaz, everybody. Yeah, little belly dance. Come on, Jose. Little belly dance.
Go back to this.
Hey! Hey! Oh, hey!
It's funny you sit here and you watch all the comics and all you guys did a wonderful job, right? And you wanted to start off with something fresh and new, and then all you guys plant a little seed in my head. HP was talking about Jesus and getting beat up, so it reminded me of this story, right? Many, many years ago, when The Passion of the Christ, Mel Gibson, when that came out, I didn't want to watch it because I wasn't interested because you had to read the thing, right? But I read the Bible. Anyway. And I'm saying to my ex-family, I said, I wanted to watch Passion of the Christ because I need material. And my brother-in-law's girlfriend says, oh, that's disgusting. How could you say that? That's our Jesus. That's our Christ. I said, wait a minute. Do you go to church? He goes, no, I don't go to church. I said, bitch, shut up. Right, because people claim all this. That's my God. That's my soul. Oh, Rashad, where's Rashad? He's gone, right?
He's gone.
Learn how to how to call his fiance instead of girlfriend?
Yeah.
He just gotta he doesn't have to call her my soon-to-be ex-wife.
Oh.
For a while. Now you had when you talked about my soon-to-be ex-wife. Thank you. I think Mel was talking about Spanish Harlem, right, Mel?
Yeah, sure.
You mentioned about Spanish Harlem, and I remember I was dating this girl back many, many years ago who was an activist, a wannabe activist, right? Politician, all carrying on.
Do you have an afro?
For the comptroller's office. You had to say it that way, the comptroller.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she was concerned because she said the yuppies and the hipsters wanted to change the name of Spanish Harlem to Spaha. Spaha. I said, when the hell did they change it to Spanish Harlem?
Mm-hmm.
It was always East Harlem. You changed the name. Now you get pissed because somebody wants to abbreviate the name you changed it to. Rob, here's Rob.
I'm right here.
I was talking about the hand sanitizer. You know that they're drinking that shit now, right?
Wow.
Because they make it from
What?
ethanol from Mexico, and they say you should not drink hand sanitizer.
Right.
You really have to put the warning on the bottle?
Yeah.
Don't drink. You know, sometimes you go into a store and they have those big bottles and you squirt them and, oh, it smells like vodka. So who was talking about, Rob, were you talking about masturbating in a cup?
Yeah.
Damn.
Fertility clinic.
I never masturbated in a cup, but when I was young, I was anemic. So I had to go to the hospital the first time. I never masturbated in a cup, but I had to poop in a cup.
Ooh.
You ever poop in a cup?
Oh.
The first time is a shocker because it's a small cup. and you don't get gloves. Back then they didn't have gloves.
Oh man.
I used to go high, go all the way down Bellevue, all the way down to the basement thing, and try and balance on a little cup. Anyway, Jeff was talking about snoring.
Yeah.
I guess we all snore. We don't know when we snore, right? We just we don't know.
Snore.
Sometimes you ever snore and wake yourself up?
Yes, I have.
My grandfather used to live with us, and my grandfather was a snorer. Not only was he a snorer, he drank a lot and he talked in his sleep.
Wow.
And when he lived with us, he used to miss his girlfriend. Her name was Ramona. So he used to snore and call out her name in the middle of the night, something like this. Fra! That's on your grandmother.
Oh.
Don't tell your grandma.
That's on your grandmother. Somebody else. He lived with us. I never saw them together anyway. So I grew up in East New York. Somebody was talking about gangbangers before. Who is that talking about gangbangers? Gangbangers in Chicago. Gangbangers in Chicago. My brothers, I grew up in East New York, Brooklyn, and we had gangbangers. My brother, one was an unknown rider, and the other one was a tomahawk. I never had to join the gang because I had older brothers. And I was a little bit more classy than them, right? And all I wanted to do was do their colors. In the back of the jackets, paint the colors with the flames. All right, Pat, next one. Wait. So Jeannie being, just because Jeannie mentioned the Korean food or something, dog, walk your dog. Anyway, I used to live in a 5th floor walk-up up in the Bronx. And I used to wash my clothes because we had a washing machine, hang them up on the line. And during the day, I'd be walking the street going, damn, I want half chicken and fly lice. I didn't know that downstairs on the 1st floor was a Chinese restaurant. And at about 11 o'clock, they started frying the chicken wings.
Oh man. I
And I was on the top floor, so Ben came up to my food. I always wanted to eat Chinese food. Thank you. So wait. Now I gotta go to Jim because Jim was talking about rock fights. And I grew up in a family of 5, 2 older brothers, 2 younger sisters. and I was the youngest boy. So we used to play. I don't know if you know. We used to try and knock bottles off of we used to use a police barricade. We lived in East New York, police barricade. And we used to put the bottles on a police barricade and then throw rocks at them. So as a kid, it was my turn to put the bottles back up. Don't throw the rocks. Don't throw the rocks. Of course, when I went to move the bottles, they threw the rocks, those little bastards. Little scars on my head, I got them all to show for that. So, you know, as comics, we always say we should never talk about religion or politics. So I'm going to talk about politicians that talk about religion. That the president, we won't say his name, the president has been practicing his alphabet because he got up to the letter G. He said Joe Biden doesn't like God, guns, or energy. I was waiting for the sound effects, but I had to do actual laughter is always good. You know, Donald Trump actually said, I was looking this stuff up. He actually said things like, you can't lie and cheat while you're holding the Bible.
Oh.
2 Corinthians, something like that, right? He probably never held the Bible much because he held it upside down the only time we saw him. It's crazy that way, right? Because I remember when I was growing up, we grew up in East New York, moved to the Bronx. I had this friend, he was always tripping on acid. He was always tripping, he was always high, until this one day, we're hanging out in the corner, we're drinking beer. And now he had become a religious man. He had converted, he had gone to Christ. He had converted for a week. He used to wear a bow tie that was lit up when he used to go to the clubs, always tripping on acid. That day, he catches us on the corner, drinking beer, smoking weed. He goes, oh, Jesus wouldn't do that. Jesus wouldn't do that. He wouldn't drink. I said, yeah, yes, he did drink. What do you mean? He drank wine because the water was like the water in Flint, Michigan. He had to drink wine. He had no better. They're just trying to knock. They just try, you know. Sometimes these people, our politicians say the stupidest things, right? So apparently, Joe Biden said something about you know the blacks being a monolith, right? That they're all the same, and the Latinos are more diverse than the black people. That's what he said, and I don't think he meant anything by it. I think it's our society that changed it because they call all the black people African American. Even if you came from Jamaica or Haiti. Rob, where's your family from? What the fuck did he say? What did he say? You're on mute.
My father's from Haiti.
Your father's from Haiti. Oh, he's from AT. Yep. Your father can't say hamburger. Anyway, man, people that came from the islands usually, say, you know, this country is not so good. And I go, you know what? What you Because black people, they put them all together and they vote, they kind of vote as a monarch. Now, Latinos, we know we're different, right? Because as we're growing up, every time you come from a different country, that's what you call you by, right? Like HP, I wouldn't call him HP. I go, oh yeah, Colombia. I didn't know for a while, the Dominican dudes used to call me Bori. Oh yeah, Bori. Where's Bori? Oh, that's short for Boricua. I had a neighbor, you know that you don't know the political swings of certain people. I had a neighbor where I lived before. He was a dark-skinned Dominican dude that was a Republican. He hated black people. He was a Dominican Republican.
That's facts.
And he hated black people because his Dominican daughters, and he was black, like black dudes, and he hated Dominican Republican on a green card in America, Republican. Oh, yeah, somebody named Panama.
You just described David Diaz.
Huh?
You just described David Diaz.
David Diaz. Who the hell is David
From
Diaz?
the Bronx. The guy who just quit. The guy from the Bronx who just quit. Speaking of politics.
Oh, David Diaz, the
Yeah.
minister's son.
Yeah. him.
Yeah.
Thank you for fucking me up.
Ah, man, no, I'm sorry.
He's your heckler.
He's my heckler. And you know what? He's close. He's real close.
I love you, man.
Hey, what else am I going to talk about? So wait a minute. Let me see what I got more notes. Let's see. More notes, no more notes. Let's see.
What?
What is that?
What is that?
Who's that?
Not me.
Yeah.
I think it. Okay, this is for all the people. Hello. Wake up. Wake up.
We done? Are we done?
Yeah.
That's it. I didn't write any more. Oh, so wait a minute. So I did my DNA test, right? I don't know how many of you do. Has anybody done your DNA test?
Oh yeah.
I did them both. I did 23andMe and I did the Ancestry.com, right? Because I wanted to know how much I was. And I found out that I'm about 40% Northern European.
Woo.
35%. No, wait. Let me look at the paper. It says I'm 40% Southern European, 35% Northern African, and 15% Taino.
Wow.
30%.
That makes me Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
So I wanted to find out what side of my family gave me the Taino, because my grandfather on my father's side was very dark with straight jet black hair like a Taino Indian. My grandmother was like on my mother's side was like an African slave. So I had my mother, before she passed away a few months ago, I had her do the DNA test. Now, to do the DNA test, if nobody's taken it before, you have to spit into a cup, right? Nobody's done it? Anybody gone through the procedure?
No.
Sure.
You have to spit into a cup. You got to put at least a tablespoon or so of spit into a little vial, and then you seal it and you send it with the chemical and you send it by. So I'm trying to get my mother to do this thing for months, and she couldn't do it. One day I said, Ma, today you're going to spit in a cup. So she opened up the cup. It took her, you know how you get that stretchy spit? It took her about a half an hour to fill up the cup that it had.
Oh my God.
We have enough spit in it so we could check her DNA. But it just so happened. My mother was 82. I can't, my mouth is like just it just so happened that she had eaten like a baby blue now and later before she did this, so the liquid came out blue. I sent it out. My mother was a short, kind of white lady with, the fair skin, short hair, 5'0". It turns out that she's more Taina than I am.
Damn.
Thank you very much. That's all I have. Thank you so much.
All right, there you go. Yeah. All right, guys. Wow, that was a marathon today. You guys did great. For all of you guys, here you go again. Another round of applause. Thank you. You guys rock, man. You guys rock. And having said that, let's cut this short. Thank you very much for coming by. Remember, subscribe to my YouTube, subscribe to my Instagram. It's HB Comedy. And on YouTube, it's HB Oddcast. And for us to be going out, let me put this aboard. Thank you guys for coming to this free HP, free Zoom open mic. Remember to tell your friends, all right? Tell your friends about this open mic. It can only happen if you guys are around. So thank you again. Big applause to you guys. And remember, leave at your convenience, but eventually I got to cut this off. So thanks a lot, Jeff, Gay, Rob, Denise, Jose, Mel, Ron, Gene, my mother, and Jim, everybody. And Rashad out there. Thank you, guys. Love you guys all. Thank you.
it.
Yeah.
Yo, Mel,
Hey, what's good, man?
what's your Instagram again?
Instagram, it's Mel Cruz, Foulmouth MRG.
Thank you, Jose. Bye, Robert. Bye, you
Like that.
guys.
Have a good one.
Bye, gang.
Bye, Jeff. Bye, Ron.
Bye, Ron.
Bye, Denise.
Later, Ron.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.